Eat healthy, stay healthy. Uric acid is a new villain in the health industry now. Although it is considered as a rich man's disease, there is nothing really rich about it, nothing really happy about it. Uric acid can actually cause a condition called gout, which is extremely painful, second only to the labor pain. It can create severe pains to all your joints, and eventually uric acid can even destroy your kidneys. 80% of the uric acid which is in your bloodstream is produced by the body itself. When your cells die, the DNA and RNA in your body give rise to a compound called purine, and purine, when metabolized, converts into uric acid. Balance 20% comes from food. Unfortunately, the 80% which is produced by body, we really cannot do much. That is why most of the health professionals suggest to control the balance 20% which is coming through diet. Before getting into the food items which will produce uric acid, let us find out what happens to the excess uric acid which is there in the blood. Almost 70% of excess uric acid is excreted through the kidneys, and balance 30% is disintegrated by the bacteria in our intestine. We already seen a dangerous compound called purine which produces uric acid. Any food which contain purine can cause uric acid. So which are those foods? For non-vegetarians, it is red meat, it is organ meat, and it is shellfish. And for the vegetarians, it is spinach, cauliflower, amaranthus. There are many other things also. I am just listing few ones which are very commonly used. Purine-rich food is one category. We will call them as villain number 1. Mildly dangerous, I would say. Now, next level villain number 2 is more dangerous one, is fructose. Most of us consider fructose as our friend because that is contained in fruits, that is contained in honey, and fruits and honey we consider as the safest food, which is not. Apart from these two, fructose is present in abundant quantity in common white sugar also. When white sugar metabolized in the body, it gives 50% fructose and 50% glucose. Another commonly used sweetener is high fructose corn syrup. As the name indicates, it has got high quantity of fructose. An interesting thing is that fructose do not contain any purine. Then how does it harm our body with uric acid? Fructose metabolism happens in the liver, and that requires energy currency, which we normally call as ATP, adenosine triphosphate, which in the process of metabolizing fructose, adenosine triphosphate gets converted into adenosine monophosphate. This adenosine monophosphate, or AMP, further gets break down to uric acid. If you compare the amount of uric acid which contributed to the purine-rich food as well as fructose, you will find that fructose contribution is much higher. Because purine-rich food we don't take all the time, but fructose in some form or other we will be consuming a lot. So controlling fructose is a very, very important thing. And fructose has one more dangerous feature. When the fructose is metabolized, it gives rise to another compound called lactate or lactic acid. This lactate or lactic acid blocks the excretion of uric acid through kidney. So it is a double-edged sword. Third food is beer. It is villain number 3 and the most dangerous one. It contains purine-rich items like yeast, ethanol, and it contains fructose. So it can produce uric acid from multiple sources, and because it has got fructose and ethanol, which give rise to lactic acid or lactate, which blocks the dissipation of uric acid into the kidneys also. So it's a double-edged sword, but it has got one more feature. Beer has got an inherent feature of creating dehydration into the body. When the dehydration happens, it becomes even more difficult for the excess waste like uric acid to get transported to the excretion system. In real life, if you see, you don't take beer every day, once in a while. You don't take purine-rich food every day. But fructose, you might be taking every day in some quantity or other, in the form of fructose itself, or a fruit juice, or a cake, or a pastry, bread, or a common sugar in your tea or coffee. So if you really wanted to get rid of uric acid, you have to get rid of all these kind of food items. Then what you actually can eat? You should eat lot of fiber-rich vegetables which do not contain purine, which will become a good food for the good bacteria which is there in your intestine. Second, you can replace your food grains like rice and wheat with fiber-rich millets. Millets are available in whole millet or flakes form. You can easily get it nowadays. Third, drink a lot of water. Even if you are taking beer or not, drink a lot of water so that your body has enough water to transport the excess waste like uric acid into the kidneys and excretion system. 4. Consume kefir. Kefir is something very similar to curd, which contains lot of bacteria, almost 10 to 12 times of what you will find in a common curd. Taste almost very similar to curd, so vegetarians and non-vegetarians can happily take it. This will make your intestine very, very strong with a lot of bacteria, and as we already discussed, 30% of uric acid get disintegrated in the intestine with the bacteria. That will help you to reduce the uric acid level in the body. Last but not least, sleep at least 7 to 8 hours every day. Adequate amount of sleep reduces the production of any stress hormones, which can be encouragement for uric acid production. So you control that also, which means you control all what is controllable. Now next time you get a joint pain or a severe pain of gout, don't blame it on your age or bad luck. Blame it on your biryani, barfi and beer. Eat healthy, stay healthy.